You go in there and show them how it's done. So I went in there. And what was I? I was sensational. I really had them tied up in knots. Well, I'm sure you ought to talk to everyone, Patty.
Why shouldn't she? She's got the biggest mouth.
Sometime I'd like to debate whether or not he's human.
Patty, did they tell you whether you're going to be on the debating team?
No. But why would they pass up their golden opportunity?
Hello, everybody.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Papa.
Dad.
You're home early.
I know. I just couldn't stand it another minute down there at the office.
Hard day?
Well, it wasn't that it was so hard. It was just so noisy. That office is a madhouse. Phones ringing all the time, people talking a blue streak.
That's the newspaper game for you. Hello, Richard. Boy, did I have a wild day today. You know that math teacher that everybody says is an ogre? Well, I've got a meeting out of the palm of my hand. I was torn between bluffing it through or throwing myself at his mercy, so I stayed after class and I said to him, look, Mr. It's for you.
Hi, Tommy. No, I don't know who that was. I've never seen her before. How's things?
Hey, you heard what happened in math class today. Would you like to hear what happened in history?
Not particularly, Patty.
Oh.
Well, you know.
A funny thing happened in gym, though. I went to pick up this medicine ball and
Darling, your father's tired.
Oh, I understand.
You're kidding.
Hey, did you hear the joke about the marathon walker who got tired before he got to the finish line? It was like this.
Patty, don't you ever stop talking?
I guess I just have a lot of interesting things to say, that's all.
Oh, yeah? Okay. I'll talk to you later, Tom. Bye.
I don't have to talk, you know. I just do it to be sociable. I think Patty's just excited about the debating team.
Don't defend her. She couldn't keep quiet if her life depended on it.
Oh, couldn't I? I'll bet you I could keep my mouth shut for 3 days if I wanted to.
That's a bet.
What do you mean?
I mean that if for the next 72 hours you can go without saying one word, I will give you an extra week's allowance. In fact, I'll give you 2 extra weeks' allowance.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
It's a deal. When do we start?
Right now.
Hi, folks. Patty, have I got great news for you. They just made you captain of the debating team.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are 2 of a kind.
Morning, Patty. Hey, do you remember I told you I'd let you know when the Glee Club practice began? It's tonight. Why don't I pick you up at 8 o'clock? 8:30? Has something the matter with your throat? Something wrong with your head? Well, I hope you feel better. See you later.
I wish he'd stop hanging around you. Doesn't he know you're my girl? Well, if he doesn't, why don't you tell him? Yeah, I know. But you could talk yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. You know what I think? I think you're fickle. As a matter of fact, I think you're the most fickle girl I've ever gone with. And I have gone with hundreds. This little bet of yours is a good idea. Gives me a chance to get some things off my chest. You're a very spoiled girl, Patty. And ungrateful. I mean, if you have me, why would you want to look at anybody else? Yes, sir, this is a whole new side of you. I mean, we can really communicate. Well, I have to be running along. I really enjoyed our little chat. I asked you to come to the shake shop with Gloria and me, but I guess it wouldn't be any fun for you in your condition. Bye.
I'm leaving now. Ted is downstairs. Are you sure you don't want to come? What are you doing? Can you spare it? Don't you what? Patty, are you sure you're all right? I'm not so sure this bet was a good idea. You have 2 more days to go. I hate to leave you alone. Someone's coming? Who?
Richard?
All right. Have a good time. Good night.
Good evening, Patty. I thought we'd continue our chat of this afternoon. Yes, sir, I said to myself, Rich, why don't you drop in on poor old Patty and give her a few minutes of your precious time? Sure I can. Did you know I was going to say that? I am not. Don't be ridiculous. What are you, some kind of a mind reader? I don't happen to think this is funny. Boy, will I be glad when you get your voice back so I can tell you what I think of you. If there's anything I can't stand, it's a wise guy.
Boy, talk about thunderclouds. What was he so mad about?
Here she comes, the girl with the golden voice. Did you bring any of those crazy cards with you? Good. After class, I'll take you over to the shake shop. I've been thinking up some things I want to tell you.
All right, class. I'm going to hand back the essays that you turned in yesterday. And on the whole, I'm very proud of you. You did an excellent job. There was one essay in particular I think was especially good, and that was written by Patty Lane. Patty, will you come up here and read your essay to the class? Oh, do you have a sore throat? Well, can you talk? Well, come up here and read your essay. You mean you can talk, you just refuse to? Did you finish? 100 times? Very well, then. You may do it over again. Stubborn has 2 B's.
Oh, there you are.
We thought you weren't coming.
How long can it take to write I won't be stubborn 100 times?
What's the matter? Can't she talk?
No, but she's very big with signs. Did you bring any? Good. I was just talking to Gloria about taking her to the basketball game tonight. Oh, I know I promised you, but that was before you had your problem. I mean, what's the point of going to a basketball game if you can't yell? What are you going to do when they shoot a crucial basket? Just sit there?
We'll let you know how the game turns out.
Oh, why don't we go over to the shake shop, huh?
Well,
Patty can't stand not having the last word.
No? Look.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Ned.
Guess who had to write I will not be stubborn 100 times today?
You?
No, I'll give you a clue. It's a sister of mine.
Oh, I'm surprised. Patty's not stubborn.
It was all a misunderstanding. Miss Blake asked Patty to read her essay to the class, and Patty refused.
Why?
Because of her bet with you.
That silly thing?
Oh, Patty doesn't think it's silly. She's taking it very seriously.
Well, it's all well and good, but I never intended it to interfere with her schoolwork. Maybe I better have a little talk with her.
If you do, it's going to be very one-sided.
She's really stuck to this, hasn't she? 2 whole days. Of course, it's a little like damming up Niagara Falls. When you open the floodgates, run for your life. She probably won't stop talking for a month. But you know, I bet there isn't another teenager in the country who could go 3 days without talking.
Maybe you should bottle this. Then you'd make a fortune.
I think some of the other children are getting in digs at Patty. And another thing, Richard is taking Gloria to the basketball game tonight.
Say, Nat, why don't I just call this whole thing off? I didn't realize it was going to be so rough on her. I could just tell Patty that I'm convinced she can do this for another day, and I've decided to throw in the sponge and pay her.
I've already tried it.
What do you mean?
I told her that you were convinced that she could do it for another day, and you had decided to throw in the sponge and pay her.
What'd she say?
She said no. Well, she didn't exactly say no. She shook her head no.
But why? I mean, she's just out to get the money.
Oh, that's what I thought, and we were both wrong. It's the principle of the thing. She is determined to stick it out, Martin.
Yeah, well, maybe if I had a little talk with
Won't
her.
do any good. Her mind is made up.
Miss Blake was right. She is stubborn.
I know. Knock. Are you busy? Good. And there's a couple of things I want to say to you. I know you can't answer back, and I may never get this opportunity again. So, I just want to tell you that I think you're the greatest sister in the whole world. I tease you a lot, but I wouldn't trade you in for a new ham set with batteries. Well, that's all I have to say. I'll start yelling at you when you can yell back. Come on, cut it out. It's anything I can't stand. It's a sentimental thing.
Oh, come on in, Richard.
Hi, Mrs. Lane.
Why didn't you use the front door?
Technical difficulties.
What?
Patty doesn't want to talk to me.
Oh, she doesn't want to talk to anyone.
I know, but, she doesn't want to see me. Well, I can't blame her. I played a joke on her with Gloria, and she took it seriously.
I see.
I thought maybe you could give me some ideas.
I don't know how much it would help, Richard. Patty can be pretty stubborn.
Oh, are you telling me? She's got the temper of a wildcat.
Why don't you just tell her you're sorry?
I tried, but she won't listen. I even got Kathy to talk to her, but it's like trying to talk to a stone wall. You see, the thing is, Mrs. Lane, I have something very important to tell her. There's a kind of plot going on, and I think Patty should know about it.
Well, that does sound serious, doesn't it?
The trick is to get her to listen to me.
Richard, I have an idea.
Yeah?
There's one form of communication that Patty has never been able to resist. Why don't you go home and call her on the telephone?
Mrs. Lane, you're a genius. Patty? Hello? Are you there? Can you hear me? I have to talk to you. Ow! If you can hear me, rap twice. If you can't, rap once. You don't have to yell. It's very important, Patty. What do you say? Oh, come on. Can't you take a joke? You don't think Gloria means anything to me, do you? Well, you're wrong. That's why I have to see you. I'll come over in a half hour, okay? Thanks a lot, Patty. I'll see you. I hate to bother you, Patty, but this is important. I was only joking. I told you I'm sorry. I admit I was wrong. I'm crazy about you. Patty, are you all right? Kiss me once for no and twice for yes. Oh, that's better. Can you talk now? Oh, well, when will you be able to talk? I'm not asking for me. I'm asking because I think you're in trouble. You know, Gloria tried out for the debating team, too. And she was pretty sore when they picked you and not her. They picked her as an alternate. Well, I just found out. At the meeting tomorrow, she's going to ask them to remove you from the team so she can take your place. It's a pretty dirty trick. It's kind of clever when you think about it. Oh, I called you as soon as I heard. Boy, holding a telephone conversation with you is pretty hard on the eardrums. Well, what are you going to do? You can't do that. Patty, what time is this bed up tomorrow? 4 o'clock. You know what time the meeting is? 3:30.
That is the meanest trick I've ever heard of. There must be something you can do, Patty. You go into that meeting tomorrow and you say. All right, then write it. No, I suppose you're right. If Gloria's out to get you and you can't talk, you don't stand much of a chance. Patty, why don't you forget about the bet? Actually, it's only a half-hour's difference. Your father wouldn't mind. Isn't it important to you to be on the debating team? You're not going to let Gloria get away with this. Are you?
Natalie, do you have any idea what's going on around here?
You mean all the plotting and counterplotting? Oh, yes, Richard briefed me.
It was like something out of James Bond. I mean, I'm the last man in the world to meddle in the affairs of young America, but Gloria's plan to get Patty off the debating team is diabolical.
I know. There's only one other person I know who could have thought up a scheme like that.
Who's that?
Patty.
Well, it just isn't fair. I mean, Patty earned her place on that team. Now she's going to lose it because of a silly bet.
Oh, perhaps she won't lose it.
Well, Gloria's got that meeting scheduled for 30 minutes before Patty can talk.
Patty can always cancel the bet.
Oh, she won't. I just tried that again.
What'd she say?
She didn't say anything. Just held up a sign that read, "Forget it, Popple. I'm a born loser."
When I went up to see her, she held up a sign that said, "If silence is golden, I'm going to be a very rich kid." At least she's got a sense of humor about it.
Well, I'm afraid I haven't. It's all right for Patty to joke, but I know how much being on that debating team means to her.
She's wanted it all year.
There must be something we can do.
What?
Well, for one thing, I could go to that meeting tomorrow and
And?
make a fool of myself.
Want to hear a confession?
Yeah?
I thought about going to her school and setting the clock back.
It's terrible. Wish I'd thought of it.
You know what the real trouble is? We're trying to solve Patty's problems for her. It's up to her to solve it for herself.
Yeah, but that's just the point. She won't. She's given up. It's not like Patty. She's going to let Gloria win this without putting up a fight.
The trouble is we're not used to Patty losing. Well, you can't win them all.
Oh, I suppose not. How does she get herself into these things?
She got into this one with a little help from you.
Next time I'll learn to keep my big mouth shut.
Want to bet?
Why don't we get started?
It's not 3:30.
You're not even supposed to be here. You're not on the debating team.
I'm an amicus curiae.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure.
Look, we wait for Patty. She's our captain.
Do you want a captain who can't even talk? We're having our first debate with Rockland High on Monday. You want to win, don't you? Come on, let's get to work.
Why don't you adjourn until 4 o'clock?
Because the meeting was called for 3:30. Look, if Patty's not interested enough to be here, she's not interested enough to be captain of the Brooklyn Heights High debating team.
I tell you, she'll be here at 4 o'clock.
Call the meeting to order. Goodbye, Richard.
You wouldn't do this to Patty, would you?
Gloria's right. If Patty was interested, she'd be here.
Why don't I send out for sandwiches?
Well, let's get the show on the road. Yeah. The meeting of the Brooklyn Heights High debating team is hereby called to order.
I move that since Miss Patty Lane is absent from this meeting, she be removed from the debating team. Is there a second to the motion?
I second it. A motion has been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
All in favor of what? What's up, Drew?
Patty, you changed your mind.
Yeah, I thought we were going to lose you. Did you? Oh, you can't get rid of me that easily. Can you, Gloria, darling? Apparently not, darling.
Hold everything. We have a motion before the House. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Nay.
The motion is not passed. Now, let's get down to business.
I think that's a great idea. And, Gloria, since you're just an alternate, why don't you, buzz off and get ready for Halloween? Anyway, you lost your bet. I'll talk to you later.
Anytime. You'll find me at Patty's.
Well, we have a lot of work to do. Group, I'm ready. In that case, why don't we take a half hour and relax, and we'll all meet back here at 4 o'clock.
What's the point as long as we're here?
As long as we're here and I'm captain, I say we should meet back here at 4 o'clock.
Boy, I didn't think you were going to get here on time.
Neither did I.
You decided this was more important than the bet, huh?
Yeah. Well, who wants to win a silly old bet?
Well, that's funny. I thought it meant something to you.
Who? Me? Nah.
I guess you're glad I got rid of Gloria. Once for no and twice for yes. Once for no and... No! What's the matter, Kathy? It's the least you can do for Pat.
Hello, Nat.
Hello, darling.
Well, tonight's the big night. Patty talks.
Martin, you're going to
I'll
be
bet
so-
I was right about Niagara Falls, wasn't I?
Well,
if I'm not mistaken, she started bending your ear at 4 o'clock on the dot, and she hasn't stopped talking since. She is at home, isn't
Oh,
she?
yes, darling, she is at home.
There she is, the Chatterbox of Brooklyn Heights. Honey, I'm really proud of you. You did it. Are you glad it's over? Did you have a good day? Oh, I owe you some money, don't I? You can talk now, you know. You won the bet. Laryngitis.
I've been trying to tell you.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two.
It's gonna rain tonight. Sally, they have typhoons in Hawaii, but did they stop living? Yeah, well, okay, thanks for letting me know anyway. Bye. How do you like that? Sally's calling off the luau because of the weather.
I heard the predictions for rain.
That means I'll have to sit around here all night.
What's wrong with spending a quiet evening at home for a change? I remember when I was a girl.
Mom, please, not again with the covered wagon days.
Well, we used to have some pretty good times on a rainy Friday night. Fire in the fireplace, popping corn, roasting marshmallows.
Scraping buffalo hides. Hey, maybe Rich would like to take me to a movie tonight. I'll give him a jingle.
Patty, you can't call him and ask him to take you.
Mom, I'm not going to ask him. Richard may not be the greatest boyfriend in the world, but he has one redeeming feature. He can be conned.
When you're through blackmailing, come help me with dinner.
Okay.
I think we'll have the rest of that corned beef tonight.
Hi, Rich. Patty. I've been noticing lately you're getting very nervous. I think you should do something to relax. You know, like see a movie or read a good book. You what? You want to take me to a movie tonight? Richard, I can always count on you to come up with a great idea. 7:30. Check. Bye. Yeah.
Pardon me, miss, but my car conked out on me, and I was wondering if I could maybe use your phone.
Yeah. My phone. Oh, don't go away. Frankie Avalon. It's Frankie Avalon. Won't you come in?
Thank you.
Meet Kathy, who lives most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet,
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves her rock and roll, the hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Yeah, that's right. Frankie Avalon. Right. Well, look, I'm scheduled on your 6:20 jet to Los Angeles. But I may not make it, so how soon can you put me on another plane?
Who is at the door, Patty?
No planes at all? Well, how come? Fogged in. Oh, that's funny. The sun's shining out here in Brooklyn. You're not taking off from Brooklyn, I see.
Is it that pesky little boy from next door again?
Well, how long do you think it'll be before I can get another flight? 4 or 5 hours?
Patty, can't you hear me?
Mom, it's Frankie Avalon here in person.
Well, tell him to run on home. You have work to do.
Oh, this number? It's 624-1098. Oh, look, I'll be leaving here soon. Right. Well, then, I'll tell you. I'll call you when I know where you can reach me, okay? All right, then. All right, thank you very much. Bye. Oh, brother, how do you like this mess?
I love it. I mean, that's too bad.
Patty, didn't I ask you to come out and help me?
I'd like you to meet my mother, Mrs. Frankie Lane. I'd like you to meet my mother, Mrs. Lane. Mom, this is Mr. Avalon.
How do you do?
How do you do? Oh, gee, I didn't know that it was you when I told you to run home.
Oh, that's okay. A lot of mothers have told me that. Look, I'm awfully sorry for barging in on you like this, but, well, you see, my car, well, actually, it's not my car. It's a car I rented to see some friends of mine in Connecticut. But on the way to the airport, it kind of, well, just stalled on me and...
Oh, well, look, my husband will be home soon. He can drive you to the airport.
No, he won't. No, he can't. Because the airport's fogged in for hours. So I guess you'll just have to wait around here.
Oh, no. Look, I wouldn't want to impose on you. I'll just call the car rental place and have him...
No, it would take him days to get here. Hey, I know a groovy mechanic nearby. I'll call him, and he'll fix the car for you. And look, while I'm calling, you just go on and sit over there and make yourself at home. Relax.
Hello?
Richard? Hi. Would you be a doll and come over and do a tiny little favor for me? I want you to fix a car for a friend of the family.
Gee, Patty, I just got out of my work clothes and started to clean up for our date. What do you mean, forget our date?
Richard, stop being difficult and just come over. But don't hurry.
What you just told... Hello? Hello?
That was the mechanic. He'll be right over.
Oh, thank you.
Mother, don't you think Mr. Avalon would like some tea?
Oh, good idea, Patty. Run and put the kettle on.
Me? Mother, you know how terrible I am in the kitchen. I burn everything.
Oh, all right. We certainly wouldn't want any burned tea.
Well, here we are.
Now, look, Patty, I know you must have 1,000 things to do, so just...
Oh, no. As a matter of fact, I just happen to have a free evening. And, you know, there's nothing I like better than a quiet, rainy evening at home, don't you?
Hey, Patty!
Don't go away.
Hi, Patty. Oh, can I come in?
Whoever heard of fixing a car in the house? How did you get here so fast?
I hurried over to find out why you didn't want me to hurry. Exactly who does this car belong to?
A rental company.
Well, then why don't they fix it?
Richard, you're never going to get anywhere asking a lot of useless questions. Oh, boy, it sure looks fouled up in there.
Yeah, well, first you gotta... Wait a minute. Here it is. It's a loose distributor wire. I can fix that in a minute.
Oh, no, you can't. It's got to be more serious than that. Why did the wire jiggle loose? Because what it jiggled loose from is defective, right? Right.
Wrong.
Well, just take it out and take it home and fix it. And don't hurry. Just take all the time you need.
Oh, wait a minute. What about our date?
I'll be looking forward to it. That was the mechanic.
Oh, good. Will it take him long?
Well, he's not one of those fly-by-night mechanics. He's very thorough. He took some little thingamajig home to his shop to work on it.
Oh, no. I should have called the car rental place and they
Oh,
would...
well, it's too late now. It's done. Why don't we just sit down and relax? It won't take long. Hardly a couple of hours.
A couple of hours?
So I guess you'll just have to stay and have dinner with us.
Wait a second. I can't move in on you people, put you to all that bother.
Oh, it's no bother. We have to eat anyway.
Why, of course. All we have to do is put on an extra plate. It's no trouble, really.
Well, all right. But only on one condition. Promise you don't go to any extra fuss for me, huh?
Oh, I don't have to promise that. You're just going to have to take pot luck. Oh, I hope you like corned beef.
Wonderful. Love it.
Mother, I think I'll help you get dinner.
Now, look, this is perfectly good food, and I don't intend to waste it.
Mom, he's a star. A Hollywood star. He probably eats lobster Commodore for breakfast.
Thermidor.
Oh, whatever it is. Certainly not leftover corned beef.
You know, now that I look at this, there's not as much left as I thought.
No.
Maybe we had better have something else.
Now you walk in space.
I'll call the butcher and see what he's got that's nice.
And expensive. Well, get some caviar, too.
This is Mrs. Lane. Do you have any rock Cornish game hens? Wonderful. We'll need 6. And could you send them over right away, please? Thank you.
Oh, that's great. He'll love those rock Cornish gamish things. Mom, now would you run next door and borrow Mrs. Marlowe's good silverware?
Oh, Patty, I'm not going to put on airs just because he's a celebrity.
Mom, he's not just a celebrity. He's Frankie Avalon. Please, I gotta get back in there. Please, Mom.
For goodness sake. Our tableware is plenty good enough for us, but not for Frankie Avalon.
Your phone's ringing.
It's nothing important.
It might be the airport calling.
Oh, I'll get it. Don't go away. Yes. Hi, Patty. This is Roz. Listen, Gloria's having some of the luau kids over to her house tonight, and you're invited, so bring Richard. And I want to borrow back my orange pants, so I'll drop by and... What do you mean, no? But I want to wear them tonight. Okay, so I'll put them on the porch for you. Right? Oh, I'll put them in a plastic bag. Why would I want to keep you out of the house? Roz, have you got a crack in your wig? There's no boy here. I gotta go now. Goodbye. I have to put Roz's orange pants on the porch. I mean, she lent them to me, and now she wants them back. Don't go away.
All right. Man, you sure took care of Roz's pants in a hurry.
I didn't know anyone was here. Frankie Avalon. Oh, my ankle.
Are you all right?
I think so.
Which ankle is it?
It doesn't matter.
Easy now. Do you think you could stand on it?
I'm not sure, but I don't think you should let go of me. Well. Oh.
What?
She's Patty, and I'm Kathy, her cousin.
For a minute there, I thought I was getting a little wiggy.
Kathy, for heaven's sake, stand up. That's hardly ladylike.
Oh, she hurt her ankle. Here, Kathy, better get you over to the couch.
Thank you. I really don't think we should take any chances. Why don't I get her upstairs and into bed and out of the way where she'll be more comfortable? That's very thoughtful of you, Patty, but I'll be fine, thank you. Down here.
Take it easy. Careful.
Boy, that guy. If it wasn't his ball. Lost another game. That stupid quarterback of ours.
What an... Oh, Ross, this is Frankie Avalon.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Tommy. 4th down, 37 yards to go, and he calls for a quarterback sneak. Oh, an afternoon. Frankie Avalon. It is you.
Yeah. Oh, Ross, flake off.
Now, if someone can tell me where I can find a basin, we'll start soaking that ankle.
Oh, well, there's one in the kitchen under the sink, but really, you shouldn't do all this for me.
Hey, Eddie, guess what we got at our house? You'll never be able to guess, so I tell you. Look. What do you think you're doing?
You blabbermouth, shh. I don't want a whole bunch of kids swarming all over here bugging him. As a matter of fact, there are a couple here now I'd like to get rid of.
Can't I just tell Eddie? He's always bragging about the time Fabian stopped at his dad's gas station.
No, I don't want you to tell anybody. Now, why don't you just go upstairs and do your homework or something? Where'd he go? He's in the kitchen. Imagine. Frankie Avalon taking care of me. Yeah. Oh, me. Here, Frankie, I'll do that.
Oh, that's all right.
Hey, Patty, Roz is there to see you.
Roz. Oh, no. Don't go away. Hi, Roz. Hi, you said you'd leave my orange pants on the porch, but I didn't see them there. Oh, well, they're right in here. Come on, I'll get them. Let me get a glass of water. No. The water's been turned off. You know what this kind of weather does to the pipes. Come on, they're right in here.
What are you doing in here? I mean...
Kathy sprained her ankle a little, and we're trying to keep the swelling down.
Oh, for heaven's sake, you shouldn't be doing that. Where's Patty?
She's, whoops.
Oh, no, it's that thing leaking again. My husband just fixed it last week. Oh, don't you get down there. You'll get sopping wet.
But maybe I can fix it. You got some wrenches?
Well, yes, but don't you do that. I'll call the plumber.
We may be flooded by then. I think you better get some wrenches.
Well, all right. Oh, good. You fixed it.
No, not really. I just shut the water off.
Oh.
You see, the problem is in this valve here. It, isn't really much, but I think I can take care of it.
Oh, that little tiny leak?
Well...
Oh, for goodness sake, I'll call the plumber. You don't have to bother
no,
with that.
really.
We can just keep a bucket under there.
No, I've got the wrenches right.
That's kind of you. Oh, see, that's ridiculous.
No, I'm pretty good at this sort of stuff. I'll take care of it.
Oh, hello, dear. I'd like you to meet Frankie Avalon.
I'm sorry, Nat, but I can't help it. A man comes home from work and finds his wife under the sink with a strange man, and she says, "Dear, I'd like you to meet Frankie Avalon." I guess there must be a logical explanation for this.
Actually, you know, it's your fault.
Mine?
Well, if you fixed the plumbing properly, we wouldn't have had to be under there.
No, really, it's my fault. You see, my car stalled on the way to the airport, and, well, your daughter was kind enough to let me use your phone, and...
Oh, Patty, I should have known she'd be involved in this.
Then I had to wait here because the airport called and said it was fogged in.
Well, she's maneuvered a lot of things, but this is the first time she ever managed fog. Well, anyway, it's very nice to meet you, Frankie.
Oh, thank you.
Mr. Avalon, Frankie Avalon. Oh, well, listen, let me take over here. This isn't a way to treat a guest.
Oh, no, look, I might as well finish. Anyway, I'm pretty good at this sort of thing.
Well, the least I can do is give you a hand.
Natalie?
Oh,
I thought you might like to borrow my samovar along with the other things. It makes a nice little dinner touch when you're having special guests. Who did you say it was?
Oh, nobody at all, just a little family gathering.
Oh. Well, for heaven's sake. Isn't that... Well, of course it is. Hello there.
Hi.
I watch you all the time on TV.
Oh, thank you.
Wait till I tell Marvin I saw Frankie Lane.
Oh, no. Papa, come out from there. You'll hurt yourself.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Patty. I know how to handle tools.
See, I told you. Oh, you better go put some antiseptic on that right away.
Yeah, I guess I better.
What do you want me to do?
Take this wrench. All right, now. Clamp your
Yes.
wrench next to mine. That's it. And pull in opposite directions.
Couldn't we pull in the same direction?
We could, but we'd never get this job done.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Patty, Richard's here.
Mm-hmm. I'll be right back. Don't go away. What do you think you're doing?
I did what you told me to do. I took the distributor out, I checked it, I put it back in, and everything runs fine. So you can tell your friend he can go home now. Can I come in and wash up?
No.
Why not?
Because my father and My father's fixing the water. It's out of condition.
What are you talking about?
Richard, will you stop arguing and go home and wash up? You're a mess. Hello? Who's calling? The airport? Which Mr. Avalon did you want to talk to?
Is that the airport?
Just a minute. Here he is.
Oh, thank you. Hello. Yes, speaking. Oh, good. How soon? Oh, sure, I can make that. Right, thank you. Well, the fog's lifting and my plane takes off in 45 minutes. I can just about make it if I hurry. Oh, the car, Patty. What about the car?
It's fixed.
Oh, how can I ever thank you?
That's okay.
And Mrs. Lane, I'm awfully sorry to miss out on your corned beef. I really am. But at least you didn't go to any extra fuss for me.
Oh, no fuss at all.
Kathy,
Goodbye.
you take care of that ankle.
I will, thank you.
Bye now. Mr. Lane, you have a wonderful family. I don't know when I felt more at home. And listen, if you have any more plumbing problems, give me a call.
At these prices, don't think I won't.
And Patty, thanks for everything. Bye. Bye now.
Well, if anybody's still interested in Cornish game hens by silver candlelight, you better go wash.
Wash? I'll never wash this cheek again as long as I live.
Well, come on, Patty. What are we gonna do? Are we going to the movies or to Monica's?
I don't know, Rich. I really don't feel like doing much of anything. Why don't we just stay home and listen to some records or something?
Well, that's cheaper than going to the movies. What do you want to hear? The Stones, the Animals, the Beasts.
Rich, how about something more like, what's his name? Frankie Avalon?
Frankie Avalon? What a way to spend an evening.
These are the good times while we are young, no chance untaken, no song unsung. These are the good times. Life goes your way, loving each moment of each new day. While the meadows are green, free as the wind are we, sharing a dream, living our destiny. These are the good times, long as you care, and all of the good times we'll always share.
What?
You never kissed me like that before.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins. even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a
Good morning. Hello, I'm Mrs. Lane. My daughter Patty is Dr. Fenneman's patient.
Oh, yes. Dr. Morgan will be with you in a moment. Won't you sit down?
Thank you. Would you relax and stop worrying?
I'm not worried, Mom. I'm just embarrassed. Having your tonsils out at my age. The kids at school think I'm some kind of nut. It's just embarrassing.
For goodness sake, Patty.
Besides, if I take time out from school, my work will suffer.
You can make it up.
How can you make up missing a class dance? Mom, can't I have them out later when it's more convenient?
Like when?
During finals would be more convenient. Besides, there's nothing wrong with me. I just have a silly sore throat.
Would Dr. Fenneman send you to a surgeon if it was just a little sore throat? It's tonsillitis.
Mom, you're making a big deal over nothing. It hardly hurts at all.
Mrs. Lane? I'm Dr. Morgan.
How do you do? This is Patty.
How do you feel?
Patty. Patty Lane.
How's your throat?
Oh, it's awful. Simply excruciating.
Maybe you better go inside and I'll take a look at it.
Thank you.
Don't be alarmed. Through these portals pass some of the greatest actresses in the world. Excuse me.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet.
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll. A hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet. Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
I get the feeling you're not too thrilled about having your tonsils removed.
Whatever gave you that idea?
And Dr. Finneman told me about you.
Well, he didn't tell me about you.
Well, why don't you sit down and we'll take a look. Aside from your throat, have you had any other symptoms?
Hot and cold and a little dizzy.
Well, when did that start?
A couple of minutes ago.
You can sit back and relax. All right, open up and say, ah.
Ah,
Well, I'm not crazy about what I see.
I am.
You can close your mouth now. How old are you, Patty?
You mean chronologically?
Well,
Actually, I could have gone to college this year, but my parents didn't want to push me. Most people think I'm a lot older than I look.
okay, I'll put down she's older than she looks.
You're very sweet. My, that's an interesting frame. Is that a relative?
It's my sister.
Oh. It's funny, most men have pictures of their wives in their offices.
Only if they're married.
Oh.
Well, I might as well give you the bad news, Patty. You're going to have your tonsils out.
Oh, that's terrible.
The question is when.
How about tonight? I'm not doing a thing.
No, Friday is the first time I can take care of it.
It's a date.
I'll check you into the hospital on Thursday so we can prepare you. In the meantime, I want you to take these pills 3 times a day. They'll reduce infection. Well, I guess that's about it. I'll see you at the hospital.
I'll be looking forward to it. I'd like to thank you very much, Doctor. You've been very kind and very considerate, and I want you to know I feel very safe being in your hands.
May I ask you a personal question?
Oh, yes.
Is that something new?
What?
A jacket that buttons down the back.
Oh.
I'll talk to the nurse about checking you into the hospital.
These came from the boatyard, Doctor. Is this the boat you're thinking of buying?
What do you think of her?
She's cute.
Cute. I think she's a beauty.
Isn't she kind of small?
She's as trim as they come. Great lines. It's what I've always dreamt of.
Kathy, I couldn't believe my ears. He said I was a beauty. Trim, with great lines. Patty, are you sure you didn't misunderstand? How could I? Mom was the only other person in the office. Still, don't you think you're going a little overboard with all of that? You don't think I'm going to wear my crummy kid stuff to the hospital, do you? What does he look like? Kathy, you'll absolutely flip when you see him. He's tall, with kind of streaky blonde hair, and way out eyes that kind of look at you. You know what he looks like? Have you ever seen Troy Donahue? Yes. Well, he's even better looking than that. Boy, am I glad I got an A in first aid.
How we doing, hon?
It balances.
Got lucky, huh? What's all this? Bed jacket, negligee, and a nightgown. This stuff costs more than the operation.
Well, I think Patty's got a little crush on the doctor. I thought I'd indulge her.
Pretty good indulgence. Hey, how's this Dr. Morgan seem to you, anyway?
Dreamy.
But I mean, does he seem to know his business?
Well, Patty and I were both very impressed with him.
Well, I guess he does know his business.
Hello? Oh, hello, Dr. Morgan.
Hi. Who said you could come in?
Well, I knocked, didn't I?
Get up, you're gonna drip all over my new nightgown. Why don't you drip downstairs?
Not me. I stay clear of doctors.
Doctors? What doctor?
Dr. Dreamy. He just called and said he was coming over.
Why?
Probably wants to collect his bill in advance.
Kathy, do you suppose he's coming over to see me? I doubt it. Well, you really are a doubting Thomas. You know, if everybody had your attitude, nobody'd believe in love at first sight.
Thanks for dropping these off, Doctor.
Yeah, it certainly was nice of you. I'd have been happy to come by and pick them up.
Oh, it's all right. It's important that you get started on those tonight.
And she forgot them. Someday Patty will forget her head.
Well, that's understandable. She's a little overexcited about the whole thing.
Yes. I'm afraid our Patty has a slight tendency to overdramatize.
Dr. Morgan. Surprise.
Hello, Patty.
Have you met my mother?
Yes, we met this afternoon in the office.
Oh, and my father?
Yes, we met.
Oh. Oh, that's my cousin Kathy.
Hello, Kathy.
How do you do, Dr. Dreamy? Dr. Morgan.
You forgot the pills I gave you this afternoon. That's why I came by.
Oh, well, I'd like to thank you for looking after my welfare. Mother, have you offered our guests some refreshments?
No, I haven't.
Coffee, tea, or milk?
I'd love some coffee.
Good, I'll go make some.
Oh, don't bother, Mother. You know how I love to fuss around the kitchen.
You do.
And it'll give all of you a chance to get better acquainted. Excuse me. Kathy, would you mind giving me a hand in the kitchen?
Well, why don't we sit down and make ourselves comfortable?
Was I right? Isn't he something else? He really is. Kathy, I'm so excited I could scream. Patty, the only problem is, apparently he's just come over to drop off the pills. Are you kidding? Don't you see? That was just an excuse. Come on, we better make the coffee.
How do you like her?
She's a beautiful model.
Yeah, it's a model of a boat I used to race on.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Maybe you could give me your opinion. I was thinking of buying this sloop. Is she a beauty?
I can understand why you were carried away.
I saw her just once, and I couldn't forget her.
Everything all right, girls?
Yeah, everything's fine. Well, what do you say, Kathy? Pat, you're the luckiest girl alive. I know. Oh, boy. I hope that's not Richard.
Hi, Mr. Lane.
Oh, hello, Richard. Dr. Morgan, this is Richard, a friend of Patty's.
Hello, Richard.
Hi.
Hi, Richard.
Where's Patty, Mrs. Lane? Oh, in the kitchen.
I don't know what's taking so long with the coffee. I hope you're not in a hurry.
I can stay as long as the dishes hold out.
After major surgery, you don't go to a dance.
Oh, why not? You're not gonna dance with your throat. All you gotta do is keep your mouth shut.
Richard, you really don't know much about medicine, do you? After this kind of a thing, the whole body is in a state of shock.
Okay? I'm not going to the dance either.
Why not? I don't mind if you take somebody else.
I'm not interested in taking anybody else but you.
Richard, there's something I have to tell you.
Yeah?
You've heard of puppy love.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it. It's very sweet and very romantic. But like everything else, one day the puppy grows up. Do you understand?
Hey, that's great! Well, where is it?
What?
The puppy they gave you because you're going into the hospital.
Richard, you saw Dr. Morgan, didn't you?
Sure, in there.
Right. Now, I only just met him. But sometimes when two people meet, zap, it happens. It's a matter of chemistry. Do you know what I mean?
He's a chemist? I thought he was a doctor.
I think you'd better stop beating around the bush. Richard, in the short time I've known Dr. Morgan, I've grown very fond of him. And it certainly seems vice versa.
That guy in there? You're kidding.
He's a very distinguished surgeon.
He's an old man, is what he is.
Of course you're hurt now. But one day you'll get over it and you'll realize that this whole thing is bigger than both of us. And in the meantime, you've got to do me one favor.
What?
Go home.
Dr. Summers, third floor reception, please.
All I can say, Ross, is he's just too beautiful to be true. You heard what? That's ridiculous. Where did you hear that the doctor and I were going steady? It's all over school? Well, for your information, Roz, Dr. Morgan and I are just good friends, and the rumor you heard is absolutely, well, it's absolutely premature. Right. Goodbye.
What'd she say?
I'm not sure. I think she denied it. Then again, she didn't.
Uh-huh. That's just what all the other girls said.
I think a girl should finish her education first.
Roz, how would you like to make a little sick call?
On Patty?
Right. And if she's not sick now, I think she will be.
Oh, Miss Peters, you should know about this. What kind of qualities do you think a doctor's wife should have?
Why do you ask?
Well, I have this friend who's on the brink of going steady with a doctor.
Well, a doctor's wife should be the kind of woman who can get along with 2 hours sleep, doesn't mind getting up in the middle of the night to fix a pot of coffee, and doesn't get drunk at medical conventions.
Hi there.
What are you doing out of bed?
Oh, it's been so long since I've seen you.
I just left you half an hour ago.
Oh, was it that recently? Well, as long as I'm here, I just thought I'd mention something in passing that may interest you. I don't drink.
Well, I'll make a note to the dietitian not to put any martinis on your tray.
Oh. Is that your sailboat?
Yeah, I just made an offer for her. Isn't she a beauty?
She?
Well, nautically speaking. She's a little small, but she's as trim as they come.
Small? And as trim as they come? Doctor, you didn't have those pictures in your office the other day when I was there, did you?
Uh-huh.
And you had them last night at our house.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was showing them to your father.
Oh.
Something wrong?
My heart, it just stopped beating. Excuse me.
Her room number's 215. It's got to be right over there.
Patty! Patty! Hi! What are you doing here? We just thought we'd drop in and see how you were.
Where is he?
Who?
Who do you think? Dr. Morgan.
Oh, him who? He's, around. Well, we're dying to meet him. Oh, well, he was just called out on an emergency in Flatbush.
You just said he was around.
Oh, well, that's it. He is around. In Flatbush, trying to find the emergency.
Dr. Morgan.
Yes, Miss Peters.
Dr. Morgan?
He's just too groovy.
Oh, Patty, you must...
Oh, look, a terrible accident. Where?
Calling Dr. Paisley. Calling Dr. Paisley.
I'll get this one, Joe. You get room 203.
Hello, little lady. You know something? We're going to have that little old gallbladder of yours out in no time at all.
Gallbladder? I already have my gallbladder out.
Now, look, pussycat, who knows better, you or the doctor?
Oh, but I really don't.
It's all right. I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you this. A lot of people get along just swell without a gallbladder.
Oh, but it's a mistake. I keep telling you, it's a terrible mistake.
Yeah, well, they'll be ready for you in a few minutes.
Please.
Relax, pussycat, relax.
Scrubbed up yet? What are you waiting for, an engraved invitation? First time? Clamp your teeth together.
Dr. Morgan. Yes, Miss Peters. Patty, no, she's not here. What do you mean you can't find her? Well, check it out and call me back.
Dr. Morgan?
Yes?
I'm Richard Harrison, Patty's friend.
Oh, sure. Hello, Richard. What can I do for you? Sit down.
I'll stand. I'm here to lay my cards on the table. What? Lay my cards on the table? Face up. Oh, I know. You think I'm just a kid, and you're an older man. But long before you met Patty, she was gone steady with me. Since kindergarten, if you want to get down to cases.
I suppose Patty discussed this with you?
Sure, that's how I found out. All I want to tell you is, don't pick up the marbles yet.
I shouldn't.
That's right. I'm still in the game.
Richard, I didn't know about you. Patty and I haven't had time to discuss her past. So let's put it this way. The decision is up to her. She'll have to choose between us. And may the best man win. Dr. Morgan. Yes, Miss Peters. You found her where?
Where am I?
You're back in your room.
Oh, yeah. I feel like such a jerk.
Well, don't think about that now. Just think about how happy we're going to be.
We are? Was all that about the boat just a dream?
No, I'm buying the boat. But just think of all the wonderful hours we'll spend on it together alone. Would you like that?
Mm-hmm.
I can see you now on the deck, the wind in your hair, salt spray on your face, and at night, the moon watching down at us. Are you happy?
Happy? I'm the happiest girl in the whole world.
I'd like you to rest now.
I think we better go. Bye, Dr. Morgan.
Oh, how can I ever thank you, Doctor?
By taking a nap. I want you to get plenty of rest before the operation tomorrow.
Okay. But you know what you just did? You saved my reputation
Reputation?
as the biggest liar in Brooklyn Heights High School. Oh, boy. What am I going to tell the kids when I get back to school?
Well, I imagine a girl as talented as you could think of something. Well, why don't you tell them you dumped me?
Mm-mm. They've seen you.
Well, you could tell them,
I've got it. The letter.
What letter?
The letter from Dr. Schweitzer inviting you to come to his jungle hospital and work with him. What choice did I have? I couldn't keep you from dedicating your life to such a worthy cause. So I decided to be noble and give you up to the world. We discussed it like intelligent, sophisticated, civilized people, and came to the only conclusion possible. That each of us must go on his own way, pursue his own life, knowing that a broken heart will mend in time. No, he's going to take them out this afternoon. But from now on, it's purely a professional relationship. Of course I could wait for him, but who knows when he'll get back from the jungle. Let's face it, Ross, he's no kid now. Oh, by the way, Ross, whatever you do, don't mention a word of this to Monica. It's just between you and me. Okay? Bye. Well, let's see what other blabbermouth I should call.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Rich. Thank you. They're beautiful.
I came as soon as I heard the news.
I thought I saw you going down the hall. Well, Richard, the best man won.
Doc, look at it this way. There are plenty of other fish in the pool. On your way over to the jungle, you might meet a very nice girl on the boat. Oh, there's a lot of spinsters that go on those cruises. The thing to do is sign up for shuffleboard, see? And, oh, be sure and take a light dinner jacket. Go for that.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two.
Hi, Papa. Kathy get home yet?
Yeah, she went upstairs.
Oh, went right up to her room, huh? That's bad.
What do you mean?
Papa, we're all gonna have to be especially nice to her.
What happened?
Just about the worst thing you can imagine.
She flunked an exam?
No, I'm talking about something really terrible.
She lost her autograph picture of Ringo Starr?
Papa.
Well, what is it, for Pete's sake?
She wasn't invited to Monica Robinson's party.
Oh. Well, I think she's strong enough to bear up under that.
Papa, you don't understand. This isn't just a Saturday night get-together with hot dogs and soda pop. It's the whole bag. It's caviar and champagne.
Caviar and champagne?
Well, okay, pizza and punch. But if you don't get invited, you're practically an untouchable. Poor kid, she must really be shook up.
Well, she didn't look particularly shook up. She didn't seem very upset.
Papa, don't you recognize the Pagliacci bit when you see it? Laughing on the outside, crying on the inside. I'm gonna go cheer up her insides. Will you yell when Richard comes?
Only if I see him first.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet,
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves her rock and roll. A hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet. Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Kathy, I know how upset you are about not being invited to Monica's party. I'm not upset, Patty. I hardly know Monica. Cousin, this is your Aunt Patty. You don't have to pretend with me. I'm not pretending, and I'm not upset. Kathy, the very fact that you refuse to admit you're upset only proves how upset you are. Any psychiatrist will tell you that. Stop being silly. Okay. I just want you to know I'm not taking this lying down. Richard's over at Monica's now trying to swing it for you. Isn't that putting Richard in an awkward position? So what? He's been in an awkward position all his life. Besides, when I met Richard, he was going with Monica. So he can wrap her right around his little finger.
Hey, Patty!
There he is. I'll be right back. Hi. How'd you make out?
No sweat. Monica said she'd love to have Kathy come over.
Oh, that's great.
There's just one little complication, Patty. It seems when Monica invited me, there's something I didn't realize.
Yeah?
Well, you see, she expects me to be her date.
What?
Yeah, and that kind of puts me in an awkward position.
That's okay, Richard. I understand.
You do? Really?
Oh, sure. You go ahead to the dance and have a good time. Enjoy yourself. There's just one little thing I want you to do for me.
Well, sure, Patty. What?
Get out of here, you ankle biter, and never show your fangs around here again!
Look, I'm sorry, Richard, but she won't come to the phone. I told her it was vitally important, but she said... Well, let me put it to you this way, Richard. I'm afraid you're involved in the Cold War, and you'd better think of this phone as the hotline. Now, I mean, use it only for something important, like World War III. Right. Goodbye.
Martin, do you think I ought to go up and talk to her?
She said she just wants to be alone.
She didn't have any dinner. She's upstairs just moping around.
I really think we ought to do something.
Natalie, when the Greta Garbo virus strikes, you just have to give it time to wear off.
But Martin...
How you feeling, Patty?
Fine.
Would you like a sandwich, dear?
No, thank you, Mom. I just came down for a glass of water. I'll get it.
What's wrong with the upstairs water?
Doesn't have an audience.
Patty, before you slam the door...
Who is it, Patty?
Nobody. What do you want, Richard Arnold?
Richard Arnold?
Benedict's brother.
Patty, will you please open the door? I've got some great news for you.
You taking me to Monica's party?
Well, no, but... Patty, this is even better. Will you listen?
I'm listening.
What's the one thing you want more than anything else in the world?
To go to Monica's party.
No, I'm talking about a chance for you to sing with a band.
A band?
Well, sort of a band. I know these guys, and they've got a group, and they're looking for a vocalist. And I've practically sold them on using you.
Are you putting me on?
I swear.
Oh, Richard, that's absolutely boss.
Then I can tell them you're interested in singing with them?
Sure, if they'll play at my party.
Well, I'm sure they will. What party?
The one I'm giving the same night as Monica's. With live music. I'll knock her right out of the box.
Hi, Nat. Hi, Nat.
Hi, dear.
Yeah. Why don't you ask the girls to turn that down? I could hear it a block away.
I'm afraid that can't be turned down.
Who are they?
The Shin Dogs.
I don't care what's ailing them. I just want to know who they are.
Hey, Guy, tell Patty we're ready for her now.
Okay, Guy.
Hey, Guy, they're ready for you.
I know, Sally. I know you were invited to Monica's. But did you know that she's just having records and I'm having the Shin Dogs? I'm their vocalist, you know. Well, the point is that if Monica expects you to make that big a sacrifice, what kind of a friend is she? Okay. Yeah, well, it's up to you. Bye, Sally. You can cross that one off, too, Kathy. Will you make the rest of the calls while I go down and rehearse with a group? All right, Patty, but it really doesn't seem much use. We'll keep at it anyway, okay? You know, that's what I like about you English. You never say die.
It's not only that I mind her having a party, I don't like her doing it to retaliate against Monica. I think we ought to do something.
How about an anonymous call to the police?
I must be growing up. I'd like to run and hide. There's something going on. I'm on the stop inside. Tonight he held my hand, and when our fingers touched, I felt butterflies. coming and what's past. I know it's not a dream. It's lasted much too long. Each time I close my eyes, the feeling still so strong. Tonight I found it nice just to be a girl and feel butterflies, funny little butterflies
Gosh, Patty, that was great. We're lucky to have you with us.
I'm lucky to be here.
Welcome to the
Thank you.
club.
Thank
She's
you.
really great. Yeah, that was really outside.
Patty. Couldn't get anybody? Wait a minute. Excuse me. Hi, Rich. Patty. Rich, I want you to call Monica and tell her that I'm going to be very big about the whole thing. And if she's willing to merge her party with mine, I'm willing to throw in the live music.
Patty, you found out which party we're going to play at?
No, but Richard should be here soon with the latest developments. I sure hope you guys don't mind playing up here, but my folks thought it'd give us a little more elbow room.
Oh, no sweat. This is fine.
Good. Did you talk to her? What'd she say?
Oh, well, her reaction was generally very favorable.
Generally?
Well, as far as the group coming over, that's great with her. But she was kind of bugged about one thing.
Me.
Well, you gotta expect it, Patty, after the way you sabotaged her.
I see. That means I'm wiped out.
That kind of leaves us in a bind.
What do we do now?
I'll tell you what you're going to do, fellas. You're going to go to Monica's and play the best you know how.
But, Patty.
Well, don't you see, fellas? This is the break you've always been waiting for. I mean, everybody who's anybody will be at Monica's. Student council members, class officers, people who make decisions. I'll bet they even ask you to play at the prom. And then there'll be no stopping you. Nightclubs, movies, television. And when you're up there, fellas, I just want you to remember the little girl in Brooklyn Heights who didn't want to stand in your way.
But what about you?
Me? Forget about me. I really don't count. I'll get along.
We're going to do the only decent thing.
You are?
Yeah. We're going to go to Monica's and play the very best we know how.
What's that funny sound?
Silence. It's refreshing, isn't it?
What a week.
You know, Nat, sometimes that girl of ours does things that really renews my faith in parenthood.
You mean like insisting the boys play without her?
And telling Kathy to use her best dress and telling her to go to the party and have a great time. And you should have heard her. She was so bright and cheery.
I'm not disturbing you, am I?
No. We were just talking about you.
Oh?
Patty, I know you've had a lot of disappointments this week, but I want you to know I'm very proud of the way you handle yourself.
Oh, well, it's nothing. I mean, what's a party anyway? It's not a matter of life or death, is it?
That's my girl.
I got it. Hello? Hi, Richard. Aren't you at the party?
Well, I probably shouldn't tell you this because it'll upset you. But if I don't tell you, it might upset you even more.
Will you stop being so mysterious? What is it?
Well, there's an uncle of Monica's here at the party. And somebody told me he's owner of the Howard Record Company.
You mean a company that makes records?
What else?
Oh, Richard, I'll never forget you for this.
Well, what are you gonna do, Patty?
Never mind. Just put Kathy on the phone.
Patty,
Hi.
where are you going, dear?
Just out for some fresh air. See you later.
Wait a minute.
You got on under there?
Oh, just something I threw on.
Patty, you're not really going to that party, are you?
I have to, Pablo. It's a matter of life and death.
Well, I hope you know what you're doing. 'Cause I sure don't.
Where did you disappear to?
Why, I was just making a telephone call, Monica.
To another girl, I suppose.
Not unless you consider my mother a girl.
My, but it's warm.
How about going out to my car? It's air conditioned.
No, thank you. I don't like dancing in cars. My, but it's suddenly gotten chilly, hasn't it?
It has?
Yes, would you mind getting me my sweater?
I've got a heater in my car.
With long sleeves? Thank you. Her uncle's still here. Hurry up. Go on. Kathy, I don't know how to thank you for this. That's all right, Bet.
Kathy!
Here I am.
Got your sweater?
Oh, thank you. Would you be a dear and get me a cold drink?
I thought you were chilly.
It just warmed up.
Oh, Kathy!
Oh, Monica. My, that's a lovely dress.
Thanks. But you said that before.
I did? Well, you know the old saying, hear a compliment twice, you'll know it's nice.
I never heard that.
Of course you did. I just told it to you. Excuse me, there's someone I'm dying to meet.
Kathy, I want you to meet my uncle.
That's who I'm dying to meet.
He just flipped when I told him you were English. Uncle Howard,
Yes?
this is the girl I was telling you about, who's from England.
How do you do? It's a great pleasure indeed.
Nice to meet you. What part of England are you from?
Do you know London very well?
Know it. I spent 3 years there. Is that where you live?
No, but it's a great place to visit.
Yes. What city are you from?
Wickham Crifford on Clough, but we call it Whiff.
Clough? I don't seem to recall any river by that name.
Oh, well, perhaps that's because it dried up many years ago during the drought.
Drought? In England?
Of course. That's what caused the potato famine.
Oh, that was in Ireland.
Oh, well, it spread to England during the Middle Ages.
Really?
Of course. Thus the expression Middle Age spread.
What?
Excuse me, I promised this dance to someone.
Richard, there's something funny going on around here.
Where? I like a good laugh. A piece of pizza?
No, thank you.
Hey, Monica, is the Howard Record Company a big outfit?
It's listed on the stock exchange.
No kidding. Oh, I just asked because I haven't seen any of their records.
Records? My uncle's in the hot dog business.
But
Everybody makes that mistake because his name is Howard Record.
Howard Record? Holy moly! Excuse me, Monica. I have to talk to Patty.
What?
I mean, Kathy, about Patty.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's with great pride that we present the debut of our new vocalist, Miss Kathy Lane.
I've got a neighbor, he's a nice young man, lives just across the way. And every morning when he goes to work, you can hear him say, "Oh, inner-idiot I am, inner-idiot I am, I got married to the widow next door. She'd been married 7 times before, and everyone was an inner-idiot.
That's Patty, isn't it?
Patty who?
Well, I'm going to put her away. You've got your nerve, Patty.
Oh, Monica, you're wrong. I'm Kathy.
Oh, yeah? So when did you go home and change your dress?
I just had to come and tell you how much I enjoyed that. You're very good.
Thank you.
Will you please leave?
Will you please flake off? I'm trying to talk to your uncle. I do have to run along, but before I do, I was wondering, is there any chance that you could use us? We work very cheap.
I beg your pardon?
Well, the Howard Record Company has always been one of my favorites, and we'd love to work for you.
Well, I'm a little confused. Why would you want to work for my company?
Oh, let's face it, every singer likes to make records.
Oh, what?
Records? You mean you thought... Patty, let me present my uncle, Mr. Howard Record of the Howard Record Company. He makes hot dogs.
Hot dogs?
Oh, the best.
Oh, wait till I tell the gang about this. They'll die laughing.
Now, wait a minute, Patty. You gotta remember, I went way out on a limb for you.
Richard, do me a favor. The next time you decide to go out on a limb, just keep right on going.
Well, let me know what comes up. Right. Oh, good morning, Patty.
Morning, Papa.
Say, do you have a minute? I'd like to talk to you.
Okay. In here or in the den?
What's the difference?
Oh, I just want to know if it's going to be a long or a short lecture.
It isn't going to be a lecture, hon. It's just going to be a chat.
Oh.
Let's sit down.
If it's just a chat, can't I stand up?
Sit down. It's a lecture. Now, in the first place... All right. What I want to say is this. All of us have to learn in life that we have to conserve our energy, to save it for the things that are really important instead of wasting it on every little crisis that comes along.
You mean Monica's party?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm referring to. Now, let's just take a look at what happened to you. All of the pain and the disappointment you went through. In the first place, you tried to organize your own party. And then you spent all of that time rehearsing with the boys. And then you finally went to the party, even though you didn't have an invitation. And you embarrassed yourself in front of all your friends. Now, what did all of that expenditure of energy lead to? Not a thing.
I hate to contradict you, Papa, but you're wrong. All my energy wasn't wasted. Monica's uncle flipped over me.
Well, that's nice, but what of it?
What of it? Look what he gave me.
Howard Record Company.
No, the other side. This entitles the bearer to a hot dog at half price at any Howard record shop.
Okay.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Invented a new capsule. I'm about to send it into space.
It's pretty funny for a mother. You know who's a good cook, too? Richard's mother. Well, not as good as you, of course, but who is?
Thank you.
She's a nice woman, Mrs. Harrison, isn't she?
Oh, she's very nice.
You know something? I'll bet if you and Papa had to go out of town for, say, a week, and you couldn't take me with you, I'll bet she'd invite me to stay with them.
Probably. Mrs. Harrison is a very kind-hearted and generous woman.
Mm-hmm. The only other person I know who's more kind-hearted and generous is you. That's why when I heard Mr. and Mrs. Harrison were going out of town for a week, I invited Richard to stay with us.
Now, just a minute.
Mom, you can't go back on your promise.
What promise?
I gave Mrs. Harrison your word that you'd love to have Richard stay with us.
You gave my word?
Mom, when a woman is
as kind-hearted and generous as Mrs. Harrison would let me stay in her house for a whole week, the least we can do is reciprocate.
Meet Kathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet,
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves her rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet! Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Got the cot.
Oh, good. The Kentners had an extra blanket.
Let me ask you something. Do you really think it's a good idea, Richard staying with us?
Who had a chance to think? I was so dazzled by your daughter's logic, I was happy to quit while I was ahead, before she talked me into adopting him.
He can blind you with footwork.
Oh, well, it'll all work out. It's only for a week.
Hi, Mrs. Lane. Hi, Mr. Lane.
Hello, Richard. Patty, Richard's here.
Well, welcome to the harem.
Harem? That's a good one. That's because there's so many women around, huh?
You get a wonderful sense of humor, Richard. It'll be a real joy having you here this week.
Hi, Rich.
Hi.
We got you set up in Ross's room.
Hey, that's great.
Oh, let me help you with that, Joe. What do you got in that thing?
Oh, just some clothes, my shaving equipment, and my weights.
Weights?
Yeah, for developing his muscles.
Thanks. I knew they weren't for developing his mind.
Don't worry about these weights, Mr. Lane. I'll be as quiet as a mouse with them.
Sure.
Forget it, Kath.
Ross, what are you doing up so late?
I've been trying to get in there for hours.
Kathy, all through? All through? Haven't even started. Richard's more of a bathroom hog than you are. Oh, that's part of his physical fitness program. First he takes a cold shower to stimulate his blood, then he takes a hot shower to calm him down, then he takes a cold shower to tone up his muscles, then he takes a hot shower to make him sleepy. You're joking. No. What's wrong with a person wanting to be clean? Well, nothing. Only aren't you afraid he'll drown?
Oh, hi, girls. Traffic getting a little jammed up here?
Oh, no, Papa. We were just talking about Esther Williams.
How's Richard getting along so far?
Just fine. He was telling me how much he enjoyed Mom's dinner.
Well, we certainly enjoyed watching him eat it. Last time I saw food disappear that fast was in a magic act.
It may interest you to know that in some countries, if a guest leaves anything on his plate, it's considered an insult.
Well, in that case, he's got a fine future ahead of him as a diplomat.
Well, either Richard is finished or the reservoirs run dry.
Nothing like a bunch of showers to make a guy feel sleepy.
Oh, you go ahead, Patty. No, Kathy, that's okay. After all, Richard is my guest. No, you go ahead. No, go on, really. Look, if anybody has to be inconvenienced, it should be me.
Ross? 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 Are you awake, Ross?
No.
Now that we're both awake, why don't we talk about something?
What about?
Oh, I don't know. We can think of something to talk about. Did you hear that bugle? It's funny you should mention that. Did I ever tell you about my cousin Fred?
Who?
The one in the Marines. Boy, is he in great shape. Rugged, you know what I mean? He's in such great shape you could hit him in the stomach with a sledgehammer and he wouldn't even feel it.
What's he doing blowing a bugle at this time of night?
And you know why he's in such great shape? Now get a load of this. He never sleeps on a mattress. None of the guys in his company do. Even when they're in camp, they sleep on the floor. Now, what do you think of that?
Oh, I think it's a great idea. But I'm going to be an atomic scientist, and they all sleep in nice soft beds like this one. Good night,
Okay, you sleepyheads, you better get with it. You're gonna be late for school.
What was that? Where? Either the house is on fire or Richard is awake. Wow, sure makes a good alarm clock, doesn't he? Oh, yes. Every night before we go to bed, we can wind him up, pull out his tongue, and he'll go off at the crack of dawn.
Morning, Mrs. Lane.
Morning, Twinkle Toes.
Huh?
What would you like for breakfast, Richard?
Oh, don't go to any trouble for me. Just some juice and milk will be fine.
Don't be silly. I can't send you to school on an empty stomach. How about some hot cakes? Batter's ready.
Well, if it's ready, I wouldn't want it to go to waste.
But why do we have to pick up after Richard? We don't. I do. It's part of my deal with Mom. I never thought it possible, but he's even sloppier than Ross. Oh, come on, Kathy. Boys are not supposed to be neat. And besides, it only looks sloppier because Richard's clothes are bigger.
Boy, Mrs. Lane, I sure love those hotcakes. But the bacon and eggs were great.
Well, I'm glad we didn't have to worry about him going to waste.
I better get my things together.
Are you sure that'll hold you until lunch?
I'll pick up a couple of candy bars on the way to school. I'm gonna get my books.
Okay. Good morning, Mom. Boy, would I like some hotcakes.
I'm sure you would.
Good morning, Aunt Natalie. I'd like some bacon and eggs. They smell delicious.
I'm afraid the smell is all you get, Kathy. Richard didn't leave much else.
Oh, well, that's a great compliment, Mom. It shows how much he enjoys your cooking.
Oh, believe me, I'm flattered. But until I can stock up again, why don't you two have breakfast out this morning? It'll make a nice change.
All right, thank you.
Don't bother giving me any money, Nat. I'll eat breakfast here.
Guess again, Mr. Hubbard, the cupboard is bare.
Richard?
It was like an invasion, the appetite from outer space.
That's not fair. Richard's a growing boy. He burns up a lot of energy.
Say that again.
Good morning, Mr. Lane. Are you gonna be long, Patty?
No, we're ready right now.
Oh, you kids sure ain't fast. Well, let's go.
Have a good day. Goodbye. Isn't he too much? I mean, now, where else are you going to find a house guest like that? Bye.
Careful, sir. My husband may be home any moment.
So what's all this stuff?
Oh, I had a gay mad fling at the supermarket, stocking up on some of Richard's favorite foods.
His favorite foods?
Anything edible.
You know, Natalie, I think you're right.
About what?
We have been invaded. Richard is a Martian.
Do you think that's the answer?
It's war on a fiendish scale. They're going to eat us into submission.
Terrible way for the world to end.
I'll get him to stop. Richard, will you please?
I'll get him to stop, Papa.
Natalie, why don't you put that where it'll be safe?
Oh, no, it's become a game, and I am determined not to lose.
See? I got him to stop jumping.
Good.
He's working with his barbells now. They don't make so much noise.
Good. That'll help his appetite. He's wasting away.
Oh, we got a card from Richard's folks this morning. They're having a wonderful time.
Wish I was there.
Well, let's just say I lost the game. One moment, please. I'll call him. Richard! Long distance.
Thanks a lot, Mrs. Lane.
Hold it, Nat.
Huh?
There's nothing to save.
I keep forgetting.
Hello? Oh, hi, Mom. Oh, wow. We're having a ball. No, I won't forget. When are you coming home? Well, I want to warn you. You may not be able to get me back. The Lanes might not let me go. They're crazy about me. Yeah, sure. Okay. Bye for now. That was my mom.
Oh.
I didn't know we were going out.
We're not. I am.
You mean you've got a date with somebody else?
Well, why the big flap, Richard? You know I date other fellas.
Yeah, sure, and I date other girls, but not while I'm at your house.
Richard, I made this date a long time ago before you ever got here.
Oh, what difference does that make? I'm your guest.
Well, if you're going to be that flaky about it, I suppose I can break it.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Okay, break it.
You are the most inconsiderate, selfish person I have ever met.
Well, what am I supposed to do here by myself?
Do whatever you please. Look, don't think of yourself as a guest. Think of yourself as one of the family. Good night. I mean it, Freddie. If you like poetry, you'll absolutely flip for this book. It's a collection of the lyrics from all the Beatle albums. It's... Richard!
Well, well, I didn't realize it was that late already.
What do you think you're doing?
Come on in and sit down and make yourself comfortable. How have you been, Freddie?
Okay.
Richard!
We haven't seen you around here lately, young fella. I guess school's been keeping you kind of busy, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Richard!
Well, the only way to get ahead is get the nose down to the old grindstone. I remember when...
Richard, aren't you getting a little tired?
Tired? Heck no, Patty. Tomorrow's Saturday, and I... Oh, you two want to be alone. Well, I guess maybe I am getting a little tired. Don't stay up too late, you two. Oh, those kids.
I'll go get you that book. I want to hold your hand. You know, Freddie, it's so refreshing to meet someone who digs intellectual.
Well, you know, most of the girls I meet, they're interested in stuff like, well, fluff.
Yeah. I guess I must be the old-fashioned type. I like sitting home in front of the fireplace and listening to great music or watching a good horror movie on TV.
Boy, you got soul. The first time I saw you, I said to myself, boy.
Go right ahead, kids. Don't let me interrupt.
What What were you saying, Freddie, about the first time you saw me?
Oh, yeah. The first time I saw you, I said to myself,
You kids want something to eat?
No! Thank you. Go on, Freddie.
huh? Where was I?
The first time you saw me, you said to yourself,
The first time I saw you, I said to myself, I don't remember what I said.
it started with boy.
Oh, yeah. The first time I saw you, I said to myself, boy.
Now, don't pay any attention to me, kids. Just pretend I'm not here.
You know, maybe I better take off. I mean, it's getting kind of late.
Later than some people think. I'll see you to the door.
Leaving already, Freddie?
Yeah.
Well, now that you know where we are, don't be a stranger.
Thanks a lot.
I had a wonderful time, Freddie. Thank you.
I'll call you tomorrow, Pat.
Okay, bye.
Oh, wait a minute, Patty. Calm down. You said I was a guest, right? I meant family. Patty, you're not listening.
I was just bringing it to you. Good night.
Sorry about that. I dropped my shot put.
Oh, that's all right, Richard.
I'm going down to practice now.
Fine. See you later.
Well, he may not be too bright, but he's clumsy.
Stop. What do you think Ross is going to be like in a few years?
You trying to get me to leave home?
Let's see. How long's Richard been here?
6 months? Or does it just seem that long? Hey, wait a minute. He got here last Saturday. That means he leaves tomorrow. Hallelujah.
I forgot my money.
I hate to say it, Kathy, but it's a plain, simple fact. Having Richard here is a first-class drag. Last week, you were defending him all over the place. Well, that was last week. I'll tell you something. You never know a man until you've lived under the same roof with him. That's original. I'm sorry to have to say this, too, but Richard is inconsiderate and stubborn, and he eats like an army of warrior ants.
Richard, lunch is ready.
Hey, you better stand back, Nat. You know what happens when Richard hears lunch.
You're liable to get trampled in a salad.
Where is Richard?
I haven't seen him since breakfast. Oh, he's probably upstairs. I'll go get him.
Hey, if Richard's upstairs when lunch is down here, he must be sick.
Well, if he hasn't eaten since breakfast, he may have starved to death.
I don't think either one of you is being very funny.
Hey! He's not up there. What do you mean he's not there? He's gone, and so are all his things.
Well, what does that mean?
Do you suppose someone could have hurt his feelings?
Oh, boy. When am I ever going to learn to keep my big, fat mouth shut?
You don't have to apologize, Patty. I must have been the creep of all time.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't?
No. Maybe you were a little noisy, but nobody's perfect.
Oh, I never said I was perfect.
Oh, what I mean is you're only human.
Oh, I know I have my faults.
Oh, so what of it, Richard? Look, every teenage boy is sloppy and clumsy.
And eats like an army of warrior ants.
And is also an eavesdropper.
Yeah, well, you're not so perfect yourself.
Who said I was?
And neither's your family.
Hey, now, just a minute. Let's not get personal. What's wrong with my family?
All right, take your father. Boy, him and his corny jokes.
Corny jokes. I noticed you got hysterical every time he opened his mouth.
Oh, that's because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. I was being polite.
Oh, just like you were being polite when you ate everything in the house except the furniture?
Well, I might have eaten an awful lot, but I didn't enjoy it.
Oh, no, you just didn't want to hurt my mother's feelings.
Yeah, well, she can't cook like my mother.
She doesn't have
to. She only has to feed people, not a human garbage disposal.
The way you slop around with all that grease all over your face and those curlers, you sure don't help a guy's appetite any.
Richard Harrison, you are the rudest, most ungrateful person I have ever known, and I never want to see you again.
Boy, is she sensitive.
You see, honey, when two people live together, their personalities are bound to clash and create some friction for a while.
But I thought I knew him so well.
Look at it this way, dear. It's kind of a rehearsal for marriage.
If that's the rehearsal, I'm not sticking around for the show.
You'll change your mind.
Now, of course you will. Marriage is a series of adjustments. Rough edges have to be smoothed out, compromises made, and that's a full-time job.
That's what I said. I'm not sticking around for the show.
Believe me, darling, it's worth the effort.
Well worth it.
Did you two go through all that torture?
I'll tell you a little secret. We still do occasionally.
Well, anyway, I guess I'll just have to find somebody else to rub edges with. After that hassle we had, I'll never see it. I'll get it. Richard.
Well, hello, Richard.
Hi, Rich.
My mother told me on the phone to give you flowers after I left.
Richard, wait a minute. Now, look, we've all known each other too long to let a little misunderstanding ruin our friendship.
He's right, Richard. I'm awfully sorry about what happened, Richard. Will you forgive us?
Please, Rich.
You mean you're not mad at me?
Of course not.
Why would anybody be mad? We were glad to have you.
Of course, Rich. It was a great experience.
Oh, gee, thanks. You're not just saying that to make me feel better.
Of course not.
What are friends for?
Anytime your folks are out of town, you're welcome to stay here.
Oh, boy, that's great. I just got a wire from Mom. As long as everything's going so well here, Mom and Dad are going to stay another week.
Well.
That's great, Rich.
Eileen, you know, you really turned me on.
Are you sure it's all right?
All right. It's a guess.
No, I mean my being here.
Well, sure. Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know. It's just kind of spooky. Your date bringing you to another girl's house.
Oh, don't worry about that. The Lanes want me to feel like one of the family.
I know, but
You know
still...
what I said to myself the first time I saw you? Richard. That's right. I said to myself, Richard.
Hi, Rich. Oh, hello, Eileen. Say, would you kids like a sandwich?
Now?
Well, sure. You come out of the kitchen and I'll fix you something nice.
Hattie, we're not hungry and we're not going into the kitchen.
Oh, all right. Then I'll go in and get a sandwich and come back here and we'll all sit down and have a nice little chat.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
I think it's swell.
What do you really think?
Hattie, will you cut it out?
I've just decided. It's going straight into my closet. I'm not even going to inflict it on my poor family.
Okay, Rembrandt, I'll see you tomorrow.
Rich,
Yeah?
what do you really, really think?
It's terrific, will ya?
Oh, hi, honey. Hi, Mom. How was school today?
Oh, great.
Say, what do you got there?
Nothing.
Daddy, what are you smuggling into the house?
Well, something I painted in art class today.
A painting? Well, let's have a look.
Nah, you wouldn't be interested.
Of course I would. Let's see.
Okay. Now, Mom, if you absolutely hate, loathe, and despise it, and you will, you don't have to say it's wonderful.
Patty, it isn't as though I were expecting a genuine Picasso.
Oh, what?
Oh, I think it's charming. I really do.
It's in a style they call op art.
It certainly is.
That's a new school of painting.
Yes, I know.
Which I just flunked out of is what you're trying to say, isn't it?
Not for a moment. Here, let's take it into the living room where the light's better.
You really think you should?
Certainly. Imagine, we've got a painter in the family.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet,
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet! Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
It's, very interesting. It shows a great feeling for color and design.
You see? Kathy likes it too.
Oh, I'll bet.
Who wouldn't? I defy anyone to look at this painting and not be impressed.
Hi, Mom. What's for dinner? Oh, brother, where'd you find that?
Ross, your sister painted this.
I believe it. Well, sis, can't win them all.
You see? Now he's honest. Loathsome, but honest.
No offense, sis. I just don't happen to dig this modern jazz.
Obviously. You've got it upside down.
How can you tell?
Ross, go set the table.
Gladly.
I'll help you, Ross. Anything to get away from it, huh, Kathy?
Patty, will you please stop putting yourself down?
Popo!
Hi, ladies.
Hi, honey. How'd it go today?
Oh, just the usual thing. Earthquake, war, shipwreck. What's new here?
Guess who painted a picture in art class?
Oh, you're not taking that up again.
No. Patty.
Oh, Patty.
Show it to your father, dear.
Well, it's really not very good.
Well, I'll be the judge of that. Let's have a look.
Okay.
Hey, how about that? Our little Patty might turn out to be another Vincent van Gogh. Oh.
You see? He said, oh, just the way you did.
Isn't it interesting, Martin?
Oh, it's fascinating. It's, it's really very, what is it?
It's called op art. Op is short for optical. You notice the way the design kind of follows you around the room?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's just no way of getting away from it. I mean, it's very striking.
Is that good?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't know anything about art, Patty, but I do know what I like. This isn't it. I said, and this is it. This is a first-rate job.
You're not just saying that?
Who, me? George Washington Lane, man known up and down Newspaper Row as Honest Abe.
Oh, boy, Papa, I'm glad you like it. You too, Mom. I mean, I know I'm no great shakes as a painter, but when I do something, I like it to turn out well.
And this painting did, Patty. It's just fine.
Yeah?
Oh, excellent.
It's splendid.
Brilliant.
Fabulous.
Magnificent.
It is?
Patty, it's not bad. I mean, honey, honestly, in its humble way, this is a real work of art.
Oh, boy. For that, I'll serve dinner and do all the dishes, too.
Well, my love, mission accomplished.
You don't think perhaps we laid it on too thick?
Impossible. Who was it who said, for the person receiving it, there's no such thing as excessive praise?
George Washington Lane.
Hail and farewell to you, fella.
Hail and farewell.
Oh, of course. Now that Patty's had her moment of triumph, she'll put that in the closet and forget about it. I'm sorry. speechless.
I thought it was the least I could do after you made such a fuss over it. Do you like the frame? I helped pick it out.
Oh, thank you, Kathy. That's very sweet of you.
And it was her idea to hang it over the mantel, too. Excuse me. You know, Papa, I was going to put it in your study, so every time you looked up from your typewriter, there it'd be. Would you rather have it in there?
Oh, no. I don't want to be selfish about it.
Well, good. I mean, this way the whole family can share it.
Hey, what's for breakfast? Skip it. I'm not hungry.
You're getting a little static from your son, the critic, who wouldn't know a work of art if somebody busted it over his head.
It means a lot to realize that day after day, this is going to be waiting for me when I come home from work.
Just think, Papa, even years and years from now when I'm married and moved away, it'll still be hanging there.
That's a beautiful thought.
Patty, there's Cynthia. Oh, hi, Cynthia. We're over here. Hi, Patty. Just a second.
Louie, listen, about those 2 malteds I owe for.
80 cents.
Well, I still can't pay. But look, Louie. Here's a painting that I did in school.
That's a painting?
It's called Op Art. It's the latest thing. In the chic galleries, it's in.
In Louie's malt shop, it's out.
Louie, get in the swim. Listen, cancel the 80 cents and this is yours. You can hang it up on your wall.
Tell you what. You get that thing out of here, I'll not only cancel the 80 cents, I'll make you a free malted.
It's a deal.
Hi.
Hi. What's with the painting?
My daddy told me to get it out of the house.
My dad told me to put mine in the attic. We don't even have an attic. Must be terrible to have parents who don't appreciate the finer things.
Get her. I suppose your parents flipped when they saw yours.
No, not exactly. They merely said it was brilliant, charming, magnificent, superb, and a great work of art. That's what they say. Next thing you know, it's attics, Phil. Depends on the caliber of the painter. My painting's hung over the mantel.
I don't believe it.
It's true. We put it up this morning.
This morning? That gave your folks all day to get rid of it.
Very funny. Okay. My painting is available for public viewing at any time.
Well, don't count on it, Patty. Your mother's probably using it right now to wrap up a fish.
If that's what we're having for supper, I'm having a hamburger.
No, it's not for supper. One of our neighbors brought it home from a fishing trip. I'm going to freeze it.
Speaking of dead fish, Mom, when are we going to get rid of that painting of Patty's?
Oh, Russ, I think you're being very unfair.
I'm being unfair? Do you remember yesterday when Billy Watson came over and he got that stomach ache and we thought it was the apple he was eating?
Yeah?
Well, it wasn't the apple that made him sick.
Will you stop exaggerating?
Well, you saw him. He took one look at the painting, blinked his eyes, fell down and fainted.
What about your homework?
Who can study with that nightmare in the house? Every time I think of that painting, my little body starts to quiver.
Ross, you know, I seem to remember last Christmas, you brought home a couple of ashtrays that you had made. And everybody in this house was very polite about it.
I'll make you a deal. You cover up Patty's painting with cigarette butts the way you did my ashtrays, and I'll be polite, too.
Well, I happen to think that it's a very interesting painting.
Tell me one thing you like about it, except for the fact that it can be used as a dartboard.
Ross, one more word about that painting, and we're going to hang it in your room.
I did...
I really think the paper should get behind this.
Well, I'll take the article home, and I'll give you my notes on it tomorrow.
Good.
How about a cup of tea before you go, Mr. Blodgett?
Well, thanks. That'd be very nice. Well, as long as I'm waiting, I think I'll have a quick look at this.
Fine.
Okay, I give up. What is it?
Patty Lane original.
Original what?
Painting.
Oh, I see. A painting Patty painted, huh?
Yeah, in school. TJ, I want you to tell me honestly what you think of this.
Honestly?
Honestly. Remembering that you're Patty's godfather.
I love it.
TJ, I can't tell you how happy you just made me.
Happy?
Yes, because we have a tradition in this household. When a guest admires one of our possessions, he gets it.
No, Martin, really, you're too kind.
No, I want you to have it, TJ.
I couldn't. I know what it means to you.
No, TJ. If you knew what this meant to us, you'd take it.
I really do have to run now, Martin. I'll see you later.
What about your tea?
Forget it.
Were you trying to foist that off on TJ?
He wouldn't foist.
Darling, I'm afraid we're stuck with it.
There's a story in this morning's paper about a gang of art thieves. I wonder if they're available for odd jobs. Do you suppose Blodgett has changed his mind?
Dreamer. Darling, you remember Mrs. Marlowe?
Good afternoon, Mr. Lane. I just came by to fetch the rocker Natalie promised us for the church auction.
Oh, the rocker. I'll give you a hand with that now.
Thanks. Excuse us.
Oh, yes, surely. Interesting. Fascinating.
Be careful on the stairs, dear. Well, here it is.
Oh, thank you. My, that's interesting, Natalie. Is that something new?
Oh, yes. We just acquired it.
It's lovely.
It is. I mean, it is.
Very unusual.
Only one of its kind.
I'll bet it was very expensive.
No, the value is largely sentimental.
Every time we look at it, we choke up.
Oh, dear. Then I don't suppose you...
You don't suppose we'd what, Mrs. Marlowe?
No, I can't ask you.
Mrs. Marlowe, I beg you, ask.
I was wondering whether you would even consider donating it.
To your auction?
Martin.
It's yours.
You really mean you're willing to part with this treasure?
For a cause like this, why not?
What grand spirit.
Martin, would you help me find a tag for the rocker? Excuse us, please.
Oh, take your time. I'll just stand here and drink this in.
Wonder what else she's been drinking.
Martin, don't you think Patty might be upset if she came home and found her painting gone?
Well, not when she hears that Mrs. Marlowe fell in love with it and insisted on having it for the auction.
I know it's a compliment, Martin, but I think...
No buts. Somebody up there likes us.
Well, here we are, all set.
Oh, thank you. My car's outside.
Oh, I'll take it out for you.
And I'll bring the other donation.
Aren't you a pair of darling people? Oh.
Patty will be so delighted.
Patty?
Oh, yeah, Patty painted this. And when I tell her that you just had to have it for your auction...
Yes, indeed.
After you, dear lady.
Bless you.
All right, girls, follow me.
Patty, take my advice and send us home.
No, not until you get a look at where my painting is hung and I get a look at your faces while you're looking. Follow me, art lovers. As we enter the main room, you will notice an original Patty Lane titled...
You were saying, Patty?
Oh, don't feel bad.
That's an artist's life.
They wouldn't.
Of course not. It's probably on loan to the Museum of Art.
Oh, come on, Cynthia.
Thank you for letting us see your beautiful mantle. Come, girls.
Patty, dinner's ready.
I suppose you've noticed your picture is gone.
Picture? What picture?
The painting you did.
Oh, I'd forgotten all about it.
Darling, wait until you hear. Mrs. Marlowe stopped by to pick up something for the church auction, and she fell in love with it.
She did?
She did? I mean, she did?
Of course she did. Well, she was practically down on her hands and knees begging us to let her have it for the auction.
My painting?
Your painting. It's going to be auctioned at the bazaar.
And sold to the highest bidder.
Highest bidder? I'm dead. Why, Betty? There aren't gonna be any bids. It's just gonna sit there while people stare at it and make jokes, and I'll be so humiliated I want to die.
Well, sure, I can understand any girl wanting to join the French Foreign Legion. But why especially today?
Because tomorrow's the church bazaar when I become the laughingstock of Brooklyn Heights.
Patty, will you stop worrying about that picture of yours?
Richard, if I go to that auction and nobody bids for it, I'll just die of embarrassment.
Well, there's a simple solution, you know.
What's that?
Don't go to the auction.
That's what I love about you. You're so reassuring.
Oh, will you stop kicking up such a fuss? I can guarantee somebody will buy that picture.
But I've never been to an auction before.
Well, what's the difference? They just put things up for sale and you bid on them.
Yeah, but how?
Oh, lots of buyers have different signs. Some touch their nose, some wink, and some wiggle their ears.
What should I do?
Don't take any chances. Raise your hand and yell.
How high should I go?
Well, as of right now, if you go any higher than $4.95, we're both gonna land in jail.
Martin, you're not serious. You want me to pass up a golf game just to buy Patty's painting?
I can't do it myself, TJ. It's got to be somebody outside the family.
And tomorrow was the day that I was going to break 120.
Hey, it's for Patty's morale. You always said she's just like your own daughter.
I wouldn't do it for my own daughter.
But Patty is your own godchild.
Okay, I'll do it.
TJ, you're the greatest. Thank you.
But you know, I just hate auctions. I get so carried away when the bidding gets hot.
Well, it won't. Don't worry. Not when you're the only one bidding.
Please, Louis, it's for Patty. You wouldn't want her feelings to be hurt.
No, I like Patty.
I promise I'll pay you whatever it costs to buy the painting.
Okay, I'll do it. But what do I want with the picture? I've already got a picture.
Okay, I'll friend fit at the auction. Well, what do you care about Patty?
Well, after all, she's my sister.
Well, that's what I said. What do you care about Patty?
Well, she's a dragon and all, but when the chips are down, I can't let the poor kid get hurt.
I once saw an auction in the movie. Ross, you realize that once the bidding starts, it can run into real heavy money?
You haven't seen Patty's painting.
Going, gone. Sold to Mrs. Hamill for $18.
Thank you very much.
I want to go home.
Steady, honey.
Now we have a very delightful example of modern art, painted by Miss Patty Lane and generously contributed for sale at this auction. Before the bidding starts, may I point out that this original, stimulating work of art is beautifully mounted in a beautiful frame that would be a desirable addition to any beautiful household.
Why is she making such a fuss about the frame?
Well, she's got to sell something.
Furthermore, may I suggest that since we are bidding on a work donated by the artist herself, may I urge you to bid with open hearts?
25 cents.
I hear 25 cents. 25 cents.
50 cents.
I hear 50 cents.
$1.
$1.
See, Patty, you thought nobody would bid on it.
$1? I paid more for the brush.
$1 is bid. $1. Do I hear more?
$1.50.
$2.
$2 is bid. $2.
$2.50.
$3.
$3. $3.
$5.
I heard $5.
Uncle TJ, what's he doing here?
Why, he saw the painting at the house. He adored it.
He couldn't wait to bid on it.
$5. Do I hear more?
$10. What are you doing with my money?
Sorry, I got carried away.
$10.
15.
17.
$17.
19.
$20. You nuts, Willie?
I'll split the cost with you.
$20 is bid. Do I hear more?
21. What's the matter with you, Willie?
I can't help it. I'm very competitive.
$21 is bid.
$25.
30.
Oh, it's all right, Louis. Let him have it.
Not me. I know a bargain when I see one.
$30. That's incredible.
I know, it's a steal.
$50.
$50.
Forget it.
$50 is bid.
60.
65.
70.
80.
$80. $80.
$85.
Louis, please, you'll be sorry later.
85.
$85. I'm sorry now.
85 once. 85 twice.
$100.
Going, gone. Congratulations, sir. It's yours.
You betcha.
TJ, I know you must really love my painting and never pay $100 for it.
$100? I paid $100?
$100 for an artist.
Oh, hi, hon.
Hi, Papa.
Patty?
Uncle TJ asked me to come by and sign my painting.
Isn't that sweet?
Oh, he's a great guy. Yeah, I'll show you his office.
I know where it is. I'll be right back. Excuse me.
She's just walking on air.
Oh, he's a prince, that TJ.
I wonder what he plans to do with that painting.
Well, I'm sure he'll think of something. Say, I'm just about finished here. Why don't you hang around for a while and I'll give you a ride home?
Good.
I can't wait to walk into our living room. Now.
Well, here's my patron, and he's got a surprise for you.
Surprise?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Martin. A little surprise.
Isn't he the greatest?
Martin, you know the old saying, one good turn deserves another. And now it's your turn to have and to hold.
What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
And then you can all try out, okay? Ready? And... V-I-C-T-T-O-T-O-T-O-T-O-R-Y. V-I-C-T-O-R-Y. V-I-C-T-O-R-Y. Victory! 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 Yeah! You see? It's easy. Who wants to try it first? How about you? What's your name?
Marcia Mason.
What?
Marcia Mason.
You'll have to speak up, Marcia. I've never heard of a shy cheerleader. Come on, don't you want to be on the squad?
My psychologist thought it might be good for me.
He's absolutely right. There's nothing like cheerleading for building up character. And you also get to meet some of the cute football players. Come on. Okay. Let's go right over there. I'll count it out for you. Start with the hands on your hips. There you go. Ready? And... V-I. Marcia, that's more like a cry for help than a cheerlead. Let's try it again. Marcia? Marcia, I was only kidding about that. Marcia!
Meet Kathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet,
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves her rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet. Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
What will it be, girls?
I'll have a chocolate soda.
Patty?
Marcia, you order first, and think big, I'm treating.
Oh, no, Patty.
I insist. Come on, what's your pleasure?
Oh, a small lemon fizz.
That's not thinking big. How about a banana delight?
That's so expensive.
One banana delight, and I'll have a double fudge sundae with sugar-free sprinkles. I'm on a diet. As I was saying, Marcia, you can get on the squad. All you need is confidence.
Which I don't have.
Oh, you had enough to come to the tryouts.
My psychologist made me. And besides, I figured any dope could be a cheerleader.
Thanks a lot.
Patty, I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
Forget it. Marcia, you know what you should do? You should pick out one thing that you know you're good at and stick to it.
There's no such thing, Patty.
Why are you so convinced you're a loser?
Why not? I always lose.
Double fudge sundae and a chocolate soda.
What about Marcia's order?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're out of bananas.
See what I mean?
So order something else.
No. I have to go anyway. Thanks a lot for the pep talk, Patty.
Marcia.
See you around.
Oh, my. Yeah. She needs help, Kathy. Someone ought to convince her that she's not really a hopeless case. It might be difficult. Yeah, I know. It should be someone who's understanding and compassionate and warm, yet strong and powerful enough to get through to her. And you know something, Kathy? I'm gonna do it.
You sure I can't help you, Kathy?
Oh, no, thank you, Marcia. You sit. It's my turn to clear.
I'd probably break them anyway.
We're so happy you came to dinner, Marcia.
Yeah, we're always happy to meet Patty's friends.
Oh, I'm not really a friend. Just a stray cat she picked up.
Oh, come off it, Marcia. Of course you're my friend. And I'm sure you have lots of other friends.
No.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
No. I'm an only child. I guess after my parents had me, they decided to quit while they were behind.
Well, you must have had some playmates while you were growing up.
No. Oh, just my pet rabbit, Walter, till he went.
Oh, Walter died?
No. We had to get rid of him. He was always growling at me.
Marcia, why don't we go upstairs?
Thank you very much for a lovely dinner.
You're very welcome.
That was great, Mom.
She's sweet.
And a lot of fun.
Patty's latest project, Operation Build Up.
That's a pretty tall order.
Stand up straight. Marcia, you know something about that dress? It's you.
Why? Oh, what's wrong with it, Patty?
I meant it's just right. Doesn't it make you feel pretty?
Pretty? Look, Patty, I appreciate all the time you spend and everything you're trying
Marcia, that's why we're put here on Earth, to help our fellow humans. And I say that dress is you.
But, Patty, it couldn't...
There are no buts about it, Marcia. All you need is some confidence. Say to yourself, I'm irresistible.
All right. I'm irresistible?
Patty! Be right back. Up here, Rich! Marcia, do me a favor. Take off your glasses.
What for?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with glasses. It's just that when you're wearing them, it makes it harder for you to feel you're irresistible.
But, Patty, if I take them off, I can't see who I'm being irresistible to.
Oh, good thinking. Leave them on.
Hi, Patty. Oh, excuse me.
Richard, I'd like you to meet Marcia Mason. Marcia, this is Richard Harrison.
Hi.
Hello.
Do you want to go bowling?
Oh, I'm sorry, Rich. I'm helping Marcia pick out a new wardrobe. Try on the red one.
All right.
Well?
Well, what?
Marcia's going to try on her red dress.
So?
Go.
Oh.
I'll be right back. I want it to be a surprise.
Who's that?
Marcia's a very sweet, shy, insecure girl. I'm trying to help her.
Lots of luck.
Hey, wait a minute, Rich. You can help, too. When you see her in that dress, tell her you think she looks great.
What do I know about dresses?
That doesn't matter. Just rave a little. It'll boost her ego.
Patty?
Marcia, you look great. Just great. And believe me, not everybody can look great in a dress like that.
It's a bathrobe.
Because a bathrobe is even harder to look great in than a dress.
What was it you wanted, Marcia?
The red dress was too small.
Oh, I'll try on the green one.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Rich. You're all heart.
There now. It's almost finished. Martin?
It's just me, Mrs. Lane.
Oh, hi, Richard. Patty's at the drugstore.
Richard, you've met Marcia, haven't you?
Last week. Hi.
Hello.
I'll walk over to the drugstore.
Hey, wait a minute, Richard. As long as you're here, we might as well get a man's point of view. What do you think?
About what?
About Marcia's new hairdo.
Oh, it's, different.
Richard, you're very observant. What do you think?
I like it.
You see?
Do you really?
I just said so. It looks, sexy.
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 Well?
She's a winner.
Me?
That's what the man said.
You mean I look nice?
Honest, Marcia, you look just like the kind of girl I'd be glad to take out if I was a guy.
Yes, Richard, we know what you mean. You see, Marcia, now you can start to live a little.
You mean go out with boys?
Yeah, that's the name of the game.
Patty, even if one did ask me, I wouldn't know how to behave. You see, I've never been out with one before.
Oh, come on, Marcia. You must have spent some time with the opposite sex.
No, only her pet rabbit Walter, and they didn't hit it off too well.
I wouldn't know what to say to a boy.
Oh, that's easy. You just talk about things boys like to talk about. Like, what do we talk mostly about, Patty?
You? No, believe me, Marcia, it's easy.
No, Patty, I think I'd just freeze up.
No, you wouldn't. Now, look, I'll prove it to you. Richard, you go outside and come in again.
What? Oh, what for?
I want you to pretend you're Marcia's date.
Oh, a dry run. Oh, good idea.
Okay.
Patty, I really can't
Marcia, it's easy. Just relax, okay? No, Marcia! Cool it.
Cool what?
Don't open the door so fast. You'll make the boy feel too secure. Just be casual.
Hiya, Marcia.
How do you do?
No, Marcia, that's what a butler says. Relax.
Shall we go inside?
Oh, thanks.
Richard, the girl goes first.
Oh, sorry.
You know, you need some polishing yourself. Marcia, you couldn't just let him stand here all night.
Won't you sit down?
Okay.
Marcia, you can sit next to him. He won't contaminate you.
Sorry, Patty.
That's okay. Oh, Marcia, next to him. There you go. Okay, now, snuggle up a little. Now, blink your eyes at him. Blink. think, Marcia. Don't bat.
I don't know how.
Okay, Marcia. You go sit over there and watch me, okay?
Okay.
Hi there, silly boy.
Hi, gorgeous.
See, already he's warming up. Now watch his hand. Gotta sneak around. I have a groovy new album. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
Okay. Did you get the lamp bit?
Got it.
Remember it.
Shall we?
I'd love to.
But, Patty, I thought you said everybody was doing the Watusi now.
That's for exercise, Marcia. This is war.
War?
Richard, where'd you learn that new step?
Old Fred Astaire picture.
I feel like Ginger Rogers.
You are, baby.
Patty? Patty, want me to try that? Patty?
Fred and Ginger used to do a glide out onto the terrace.
I'm with you, baby.
Ow! What was that for, Patty?
Richard, how dare you try to kiss Marcia on her first date? You're doing great, Marcia.
Richard makes it look so easy.
Now try this.
Richard, what makes you such a groovy dancer?
Rhythm. Either you've got it or you haven't. Now let's see you do it.
I'll try.
I think she's got it.
Gee, Patty, I feel like a different person.
You are, Marcia.
Patty, it's 10 o'clock.
Oh, 10 o'clock. Oh, Patty, I think I better call my mother.
Oh, use the phone in Mr. Lane's study.
Thank you.
Right through there.
Thank you.
Honey, you're doing a real good job with her. You too, Rich.
Thanks, Papa.
Thanks.
I think she's just about ready for her first date.
Yeah. Who can we get?
You.
Me?
Well, she doesn't know any other boys yet, and she feels comfortable with you.
Oh, I don't feel that way about Marcia.
I'm not asking you to feel that way about Marcia. I just want you to take her to a movie in the Shake Shop. It'll build her up to be seen with a big man on campus like you.
Well, that's true.
Oh, I've got to run now. Thanks a million, everybody.
You're welcome, Marcia. Richard will walk you home. Ask her on the way.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
Come on, Marcia.
Oh, thanks, Richard. Oh, and thank you so much for teaching me how to do the Watusi.
Well, that's what we were put here on Earth for.
She's really coming along, Patty. I think what you're doing for her is just wonderful.
Thanks, Mom. You know, I feel like, who was that guy who took over the girl and changed her completely?
Rex Harrison.
Isn't that the only real joy in life, though? To help others? I mean, to know that thanks to you, some fellow creature will go down life's highway and find the road a little easier.
Oh, that's very true, Patty.
I think I'll go wash my hair.
Before you do, honey, be sure and take off your halo.
Rich! Hi. How'd the date with Marcia go?
Well, you know Marcia.
Oh, was it really terrible?
Well, what do you expect?
I feel so guilty about practically forcing you to ask her to go.
Heck, that's okay.
Richard, you're the greatest. Let's go bowling tonight.
I can't. Somehow I got trapped into seeing Marcia again.
How did that happen?
Well, I figured if I took her out just once and dumped her, it might hurt her lack of confidence.
You really are something else. Okay, take Marcia bowling then.
I can't.
Rich, you can teach her if she doesn't know how.
Well, I thought maybe we'd go dancing someplace.
Oh, okay, I guess you can use the practice. Where are you going to take her? The Shake Shop?
No, Gaga Go-Go.
Gaga Go-Go? You always said we couldn't afford that.
That's what money's for, to help the needy.
I suppose so. Okay, well, we'll go bowling tomorrow night.
I'm afraid I'm tied up tomorrow night, too.
You're not taking Marcia out again.
She's taking me. Dinner at that new place, Lobster-Rama. She insisted, and I didn't want to let her down.
Can I get something straight? I asked you to help me to help Marcia build up her self-confidence. So last night you took her to the movies, and tonight you're taking her dancing at Gaga Go-Go, and tomorrow night she's taking you to the Lobster-Rama?
Right. And don't thank me, because you know, Patty, I'd do anything in the world for you.
See ya.
Hi, Patty.
Oh, hi there. I remember you. You're, Richard Harrison, a boy I used to go out with.
Oh, come on, Patty. I've been just doing...
Your daily good deed for dear old Marcia. Let's see now. You saw her 3 nights in a row last week, and you took her to lunch in the cafeteria today.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Kathy saw you there.
I mean, I didn't take Marcia. We went Dutch.
Kathy saw you pay for both trays.
Oh, I loaned her some money until she gets her allowance.
Oh, Richard.
Patty, the only reason I've been seeing so much of Marcia is to help her. It's like an errand of mercy.
I'll bet it is.
Well, I was a doctor, and every night I had to run out to see some sick person. Would you get mad?
Of course not, Richard, but
And if I was a pilot and had to fly up to the Arctic to rescue somebody off the ice floe, or even if I was a secret agent and had to take out a beautiful foreign spy for the sake of my country, would you be jealous?
No. Richard, forgive me for ever doubting you.
That's a little more like it.
Let's go for a milkshake. Marcia Mason for class president.
Yeah, didn't I tell you? I talked her into running.
You did?
And she agreed. Boy, that kid's really come a long way.
Richard, you may have forgotten, but I'm class president and I'm running for re-election.
Oh, I know that, Patty. But she couldn't possibly mind losing to a powerhouse like you. And besides, the fact she was running proves what a terrific job you've done on her self-confidence. Patty, what's the problem? Against you, she doesn't have a chance. Come on.
I've created a monster.
All right, kids, I want you to try this one. It's really simple now. It starts like this.
B-I-C-T, P-O-P-O-P-O-R-Y, B-I-C-T-O-R-Y, B-I-C-T-O-R-Y. Victory! Victory! Yay, victory!
Hi, Patty.
Good afternoon.
I was showing the girls how you lead a cheer.
Oh, are you going out for the squad again?
I thought it'd be a lot of fun.
And incidentally prove to the voters that you're full of school spirit.
Patty.
Oh, was that one of dear old Richard's ideas? To help build up your self-confidence.
Patty. Did I do something wrong?
Wrong? Impossible, Marcia. You're one of the smoothest operators I've ever met. You should have seen her, Papa. She swept through the school like a new disease. It's all my fault.
Well, Patty, you should be very pleased that Marcia's come out of her shell.
Out of her shell. She crawled out of the woodwork.
Well, you're just annoyed because she's running against you. But it does prove that she's secure.
The third fleet should feel so secure.
Patty, you did a very kind and generous thing, helping her to find herself.
Yeah. Now I wish she'd get lost again.
Yeah, but you can't expect that, honey. I mean, Marcia's a person. She isn't some puppet you invented. You can't decide she should grow just so tall and no taller.
I know that, Papa, but...
Honey, let me ask you something. Would it be such a disaster if Marcia wins this election?
If she wins?
Yeah, because it's possible. And if she does, in a way, it would be a tribute to you. Because it would show that she had impressed the voters with her confidence and her poise and her drive. And those are all qualities that you instilled in her.
Well, That's right.
So if Marcia wins, you win.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
What now?
If I beat Marcia in that election, it means I failed.
And as we wind up this campaign for class president, we will hear from the two rival candidates. First, here is our incumbent president, Patty Lane.
Fellow students, I am in this race because it is a privilege and an honor to lead our class. However, we all know the saying in politics, it's time for a change. And during this campaign, I've seen you respond to a new face. You have sensed that my opponent is a girl with many fine qualities. She's a girl instilled with confidence and poise and drive. And therefore, although I've enjoyed holding this office, I say to you, let's pay tribute to these fine qualities, and in so doing, elect Marcia Mason as the new class president. Thank you.
So Marcia did win.
In a landslide. Patty's speech put her over.
She's quite a girl, our Patty.
Where is she now?
Richard is driving her home.
I hope she doesn't have a sudden letdown after all that nobility.
Hi, everybody.
Congratulations, honey.
Thanks, Papa.
Kathy told us about the speech you made.
Yeah. Well, after talking to you, Papa, I figured I had to finish the job on Marcia.
And you sure did, Patty.
Yep. I took her to the top. I taught her how to win. And next year, I'm going to teach her how to lose.
Martin?
It's me, Mrs. Lane. Hi, Patty. What's going on?
Oh, Patty wanted her hair a new way.
You like it, Rich?
It looks nice.
You think it makes me look, sexy?
Oh, I don't know. Turn around. Let me see the front.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Mountain Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind.